Oh, we got Donnell Rawlings on video. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself? I'm doing very, very well to think about it. I'm excited. I'm super
Nice.
excited. I'm ready
You
to.
started the tour yet?
Yeah, I've started it. This tour has probably been touring. I've been touring since I've been doing stand-up comedy, but every year I kind of switch the name up. It's always a new set, some new material. I had a special dropped on Netflix last year. So I know people that's thinking about buying tickets, like, will he be doing the material he did from his special? Nope. I have a whole new hour, and I'm excited to bring the fun, bring the funny.
So, so yeah, when you're putting this together, are you? I mean, all comedians are storytellers, but are
Yeah,
you a storyteller of current, of life, mix of pop culture and everything? What can they expect when they walk into the Adler Theater?
everything that you just said. I like to do comedy that talks about myself. A lot of my stuff is observational. It's kind of hard not to touch some of the things that are going on in the world. And then I try to leave myself open for some things that can happen like in that moment. Normally when I perform, probably 60% of it is things that I know I want to talk about, and then I leave myself open to be creative to come up with some other stuff. And I'm unfiltered, unhedged. Okay, some people say I crash out sometimes, all right, but I won't crash out. I won't crash out. We're gonna keep it cool, man, and have a good time.
Yeah. You know what? The uncertainty of a live comedy event, that's part of what makes it fun, though, too, right?
Yeah, I mean, by no means am I squeaky clean. I'm not like crazy super blue, whatever. But I walk the edge. Someone asked me, Donnell, do I think a joke could be too soon? And I said, in some cases, a joke could be too soon, but it never could be too soon for a funny observation. So when you come to my show, you're gonna get things that are funny, and it's the way I look at the world. And I hopefully you'll take it and you'll have a good time.
Now, you mentioned that part of what you talk about is like your life in general. I mean, you've lived a life. You were from the Washington D.C. area. Are you a sports fan, by the way?
I mean, I'm a participant in the sport. It's hard. Yes, still love my Commanders.
Okay.
Um, we had an exciting year last year, man. It's like unfortunate. It feels like we've, took a couple steps backwards to kind of what the Commanders used to be, but we riddled with injuries. We're excited about the potential of where we could be, and I still got to ride with my team.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a Packers fan, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
So, I mean, from the DC area, that alone is, I mean, DC is just filled with comedy. So you're from that
yeah.
area, and people might not know. I mean, you were in the armed services.
United States Air Force for 4 years. Airman
Yeah.
Rawlings here. I did not. I'm always clear with people. I said I wasn't overly patriotic. I looked at the military as an opportunity for me to do something with my life. That transition between high school and not knowing what's next was what I dealt with. I really had a good time in the Air Force. Met some good friends, have some good memories, and some of those memories I share with people that come to see my show.
And I mean, that's, you might say that, oh, I wasn't patriotic, and some people looked at that's a means for a lot of kids out there.
Oh yeah, 100%. It worked well for me. And well, I think almost all my uncles were all military guys. There wasn't a lot of guys in my family that went to college, and that was our transition. And for the most part, it did well for all of us.
Yeah. So when obviously when they see you at the Adler Theater on November 13th, they're going to be there for you and know that it's you and everything that you do. If someone bumps into you at airport or restaurant, what do they say? Hey, you're from this.
I mean, I've done a lot, but
A
the one
lot.
that really connects with people is the Chappelle show. We did that show about 20 years ago, and I've done things before and I've done it after, but it doesn't matter what work I do. It's Ashy Larry. Either it's Ashy Larry on BMF, it's Ashy Larry in Spider-Man, it's Ashy Larry was in The Wire. Ashy Larry, he's gonna be Ashy forever. But I was smart enough to make it an intellectual property and it's a LLC. So if you want to write a check to help Ashy Larry grow from a guy that's ashy and challenged in life, you can do that. But I have so many good memories of the Chappelle show. A lot of people, not a lot of people, some people at times like, well, what has he done since the Chappelle show? I've done a lot, but it just so happened that I was a part of a show that made a history. I was a part of a show that some people consider to be one of the greatest sketch shows in television history, and it still lives to this day. Yeah, it was almost 2 decades ago we did it, but it still resonates with people. People catch it on Netflix. There's memes that won't stop, and I'm just happy and proud that I was a part of that brand. Also, HBO's The Wire I did some years ago. I was on two shows that Entertainment Weekly considered to be in the top 50 shows in the history of television. So I feel honored, and I like to continue like some of the energy and some of the excitement that I brought to my characters on Chappelle Show and how much fun I had doing that show. I like to bring it to my live comedy show now.
Yeah, I mean, those are two shows that definitely I think people can look at and instantly have recognition with. I mean, you mentioned Ashy Larry. I mean, that has to be like the one. For me, it's not even a character. It's just one of those moments from Chappelle's show that just the way you delivered the line was absolutely perfect. And it was in the True Hollywood Stories with Prince.
Uh, I'm not on
And
the team.
I'm not even on your team, man.
Yeah, that was a straight improv. I think 90% of the lines I did on that show was just things I came up on the spot. But I was lucky enough to work with Dave and Neil, and two guys that trusted me as a comic and a comedic actor to bring the best to what I was doing, and it resonated. I mean, people still come up to me this day, still spitting on some of the taglines and everything, and I'm receptive to it. And I realized that I did something that's going to stick to people for a very, very long time.
Yeah, part of the legacy for sure. For for a stand-up comedian, I think everybody has those people that they look up to. Not that they you know emulate or anything like that, but they go, man, this what this person did was amazing. Who was that for you as you can honed your craft that you looked at and said, this guy right here, this is the guy that knows what he's doing.
Uh, uh, the late great Robin Harris was one of those guys. Martin Lawrence, like he was a young comic uh, just making his way through at the time that I started being curious about comedy. I really liked how animated he was. Funny guy and just so likable. When I used to watch some of his stuff, it reminded me somewhat of me because I'm like, man, he's talking about some of the same things I lived through. And his comedy wasn't super, super complex. It was just like that one guy that you wanted to hear tell the stories. And I think, everybody's life, you go to Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner, everybody knows a funny story or know the story, but they only want to hear it from like one person. It's like, no, no, let Uncle Ted tell it. He tells it the best. That's what Martin Lawrence reminded me of, and that's pretty much what my style of comedy is like. The guy who you want to hang out with and just recap and tell you some funny stories.
Now you mentioned Thanksgiving dinner and the family. Obviously, we're leading up to Thanksgiving here on November 13th when you're at the Adler Theater. How much does the family get brought into your sketches, and do you ever get called out at it at Thanksgiving?
I don't get called out because I've had such a good amount of success that they're scared for me to bring it to the stage. Like I started, my first audience was my grandma's house Thanksgiving dinner. It's like 15 to 20 people. And as a kid, they used to destroy me. But now I got a level of confidence and I got too many stories and I'm a professional now that they don't really step to me. They just let me just do my thing now. They don't bother me.
You're first in line at the buffet on Thanksgiving, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, and everybody they want me to always crack jokes at funerals. They're like, when is he going to speak?
Get Donnell up here at the funeral.
You know what, Donnell? I know he's dead, but Donnell could bring this audience back to life.
That's right. I mean, hey, if you got the gathering there and they're ready to have a laugh, give them the laugh, right?
Sometimes my good friend Dave Chappelle said, Donnell, it is our job to make fun of the things that are troubling the world. So, and I think that that's one of the beauties of what I do for a living. It gives people an escape. Even if they're going through things, it gives them like 45 minutes to an hour or whatever it is, just to put the problems aside and just laugh. And that's one of the things I really appreciate when people come to my shows. People come up and they'll be like, I wasn't in the best of moods. I just lost my dog or whatever, and I wasn't feeling good. but I decided to come check out the show, and I'm glad I did. So that's what I want people to leave the theater feeling good about. You had a night out of having a good time, laughing, and feeling good about yourself.
Yeah. Whether it's comedy or music or sports, I mean, those are the escape things that we need because man, if you just sit there and keep scrolling through all the bad news, oof, that can get dark fast.
Yeah, sometimes you got to shut it down and come out and have a good time, and hopefully, that's what happens when I come to perform. People just like I just want to shut off, detach, and just have a good time.
Yep. Now, who are you on this tour with right now?
Well, I got a couple of guys that travel. I've been traveling for years. Good friend of mine, Adrian Washington, comic, got a Minneapolis that's really doing well for himself right now. He's considered to be a headliner in his own right, but when this situation is my name is going to sell the tickets, but I always have a nice supporting cast. A lot of times I usually try to support like some local comic, give them opportunity because I know for some people, just doing open mics, they don't get opportunity to be on a. I would consider this to be a big stage, so
Oh yeah.
I try to mix it up.
Yeah. So when you find these guys, are you looking for someone that is close to your style so it kind of flows through, or is it like, I want to make this a roller coaster?
I mean, I just want a person that's going to rip the room. Some comics headliners, they kind of like try to like get comics that aren't as funny so they can get all the super heat and the big laughs. But I've my entire career, I've always loved coming behind strong acts. That way I can't drop the ball. I'm forced to bring out my best. That's when I tour with Dave, that's the relationship him and I have. And he says it all the time, Donnell, when I work with you, I know I'm working that night. So, and it brings out this healthy competition. So I'm never going to have someone that is not funny or doesn't bring the heat when that opens for me. Always going to be somebody that can kill.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say is you're in the back there, you're hearing the laughs. When you hear the big laughs, you got to go, oh man, I gotta step it up and go tonight.
Well, I'm programmed to do that anyway. You know what I mean? It's some comics get nervous about that, but I love it because there's no other option other than doing your best. And if you don't bring it, you'll feel it. And I don't want that feeling. So
Yeah,
I go hard.
and we're here on a rock station and everything. That's like whether it's been a band or a comedian, there's been those nights where it's like, oof, that felt flat. I've talked to bands before that they're like, yeah, we've had shows that we've walked backstage and we're like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, unfortunately, that doesn't happen too often. It does. It is a part of this business. But I think with over 30 years of experience, like even sometimes if sometimes I might not be super excited about what I did, but I'm professional enough to be able to still pull it off and people have a good time. It doesn't always mean that I felt I was at my best, but even when I feel like I may not be at my best, it's strong enough for people to have a good time.
Absolutely, and that's
But I don't even
that's
want to talk. I don't want you to jinx me, man. I'm ready to come out here and destroy it, man. I'm ready to have a good time. It's my first time there, so I'm excited about it.
yeah. I'll say no jinxes. It's a beautiful theater and it's your first time, and I know people are gonna come in and be excited for it. Like you said, whether they recognize you from Chappelle show or one of your specials or something else like that. I mean, I think they're gonna be ready for it. Now, before I let you go, after this tour, anything else in the works for you, whether it be more shows, more specials, anything like that that you're looking ahead to past this?
I don't get ahead of myself. One thing I'm lucky enough to be able to have a God-given talent that I can make a good living doing. I don't like talk about projects that I'm working on because this business it might fall through. But I will say the thing that I know I'm in control of it's my stand-up career, being able to put my name on the marquee and selling some tickets. So I want people to focus on what we're going to do that night and have a good time. And remember, my name is Donnell Rawlings. And if you want to keep up with me, Google me and you can find out everything about me.
Everything is all out
Everything.
there.
Yep, it sure is.
It's all out there, and I'm sure that people to get ready will be watching old clips of all the different shows and everything like that, and they'll be ready.
I'd like to close by saying, I'm rich. I won't say the end of it, but let's go out and have a good time.
That gets them right there. Now they're sucked in and ready to go.
Yeah, they ready to go. All right.
Awesome. Well, November 13th, Adler Theater. Yeah, no, I know it's going to be a good time. A lot of smiles, a lot of laughs, which is exactly what people need right now.
Thank you for taking the time.
Awesome. Thank you, Donnell. Appreciate you.
All right, buddy.
Bye.